doing stuff. Oh yeah, you're just chomping at the bit to get in here, aren't you? Yes, indeed. You love it. You can't live without it. So I'm just gonna have to make some music for y'all. Let's see. There we Good evening. Ah, love it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Let's get this ASMR out of the way quick and early. Yes. Our good friend Soda. Woo-hoo-hoo. Little additive here. Yeah, just a little bit. Just for the taste of it. Although this stuff by itself is pretty damn good. Alright. Stir it around a little bit. Yeah. Mwah. Oh, that's so good. Good evening, everybody. Friends, neighbors, boys, girls, siblings, beings of all permutation across this planet. How you doing? It's Bill, and you're watching Bill's Box of Sound. Good to see you. Oh, we got friends in the house. We got friends in the house. We got Iamonofus first on the chat this evening. No, there's no prize for that, but I appreciate your enthusiasm. Mr. Fradley, good evening, sir. Metal Theologian. Just wanted to say, I don't know if you saw it last night during Grown Man Record Night, but I really enjoyed the video you did the other night about new hip hop music. It was very cool. As a matter of fact, I was trying to find a copy of that Injury Reserve album today because that sounded pretty damn awesome. And I'm going to end up ordering it from Amazon because I couldn't find it at my local Emporium. However, I do have some new records that I bought today that I'll be showing you in a little bit. But yeah, Aaron, thank you so much for doing that talk about modern hip hop music. Um, I was aware of some of that stuff, but wow, that was some weird ass shit you were playing the other night, and I was digging it. Yeah. So okay, and North Carolina vinyl picker. Hello, good to see you. I know there's more of you in there. But hey, you don't have to talk in the chat room. As a matter of fact, I'll turn the chats on for a little bit so we can see them on the stage right over here, just in case you comment. So there. Um, mm, let's see. What should I do first? Yeah, let's do the. Check out Aveda Kedavara by AJ Suede. Forgot to mention that. Ooh, cool. All right. Interesting. I'll have to try and remember that. But yeah, went out to my, currently my favorite record store locally here in Cleveland, um, which is like in the same building that used to house the Peaches store back in the late 1970s, early 1980s. But all the way in the other side of the building, there is now a bunch of other stores, and that's where the Vinyl Groove is. And it's kind of funny that where the old Peaches used to be on the corner of Pearl and Brook Park, there is now a dispensary. Go figure. But anyway, stop by Vinyl Groove, my favorite Cleveland record store currently, and picked up a couple of things. I picked up a used copy of Jimi Hendrix, Nine to the Universe. This is one of those posthumous Alan Douglas albums that were released back in the 70s, I believe. Oh, what date we got? This still has the shrink on it. It's so cool. This was released in 1980, as a matter of fact. And this has a lot of long jamming tracks on it. And let's see. Ooh, nice. Nice. Very nice. Yep, Late Night Records is a fun place as well. But anyway, all this stuff was recorded in 1969. Long jams, aside from Jimi Hendrix, the usual cast: Jimi Hendrix, Billy Cox, Buddy Miles. There's also Roland Robinson guesting on bass, Jim McCarty on second guitar, Larry Lee on second guitar, and where is it? Aha! First track on side two, which is just called Young / Hendrix. You've got the one, the only Larry Young on organ, jamming with Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. The same Larry Young that did this album. And if you don't have this album, oh man, seek it out. It's in print. This is kind of like a forerunner of Fusion in my opinion. What year was this recorded? Let's see. This was originally released in 1965. And this is some rockin' stuff. This is a great album. I always say that one of the main reasons that I had to get this album once I found out about it is there was a review on Amazon that said, "Man, I would like to know what these guys had for breakfast the day they recorded this." It's that good. Yes. Hey, Lonnie. Hello, Mr. Lonnie. Memphis Lonnie. Good to see you, sir. Hope you had a fun radio show. He does a rockabilly show every week. Anyway, so yeah, this record is still in the shrink. Still got the original Jimi Hendrix discography inner sleeve. And the wax is in fine, fine condition. I mean, there is like not a scratch on this thing anywhere to be found, man. Very, very, very clean. Very well cared for. However, looks like whoever owned this record originally, and I think they bought it at Recordland because of this segmented price sticker. I think they had a kitty cat that loved to scratch records. Look at this. That's just about kitty scratching height if you've got that on a shelf someplace. But hey, the music is the most important part. So, yeah. All right. And so yeah, I got that today. Haven't listened to any of these yet, but I'll be showing some other ones that I picked up earlier this week that I have already played. Anyway, let's see. I picked up the new Deftones album. Now they've got several different covers with different background colors on them. I haven't even broken the shrink on this, but this is a brand new Deftones album called Private Music. The only other Deftones album I have is the first one, Adrenaline, which kicks ass. And haven't listened to Deftones in a long time. People were saying, yeah, we like this album. We've heard it. So I saw it today, picked it up. I also got, and I'm going to put this inside the album, a little Do Not Disturb door hanger that says I'm listening to Private Music. That's a nice little extra because I guess they had a listening event last night. So let's break the seal on this puppy and take a look at this. The little hype sticker, aside from the parental advisory notification, it says first edition pressing on clear vinyl. So since everybody likes to see that stuff, I'm going to have to pull it on open and show it to you folks. Be very careful with that axe, Eugene, and be even more careful with that razor. All right, so what we got in here, we've got a, it's not just an inner sleeve, it's like a whole booklet. Check that out on the back. Nice stuff. Ooh, Matt says, Private Music is really good. Been streaming it since it came out Friday. Okay. Got some cool photographs. Looks like we got lyrics. We got pictures of the band. All sorts of great stuff in here. Although this print is ridiculously tiny for my ancient eyes. And I'm going to have to pull out this thing so I can see what the hell it says on it. What did he just sing? Also, I got laser surgery in this eye, and in a couple weeks I'm going to get this one. It's not LASIK. It's just diabetic stuff, boring stuff you don't want to hear. Anyway, so that's that. And then it's got the inner sleeve itself, which has got this on one side and this on the other side. Nice cryptic stuff that they've got. And, oh, that static electricity is really, really... Look at this. I am not touching this record, but the static electricity is holding it in here. Oh. But we do have a beautiful clear vinyl. Let's see. Looks like it was pressed in the Czech Republic or possibly... Oh, wait, no. This is Memphis record pressing. And it was mastered at Sterling Sound. Nice. So this is probably a pretty good sounding platter. So, you want to get rid of this static, huh? Well, this thing is available at lots of places. It's called the Milty Zero Stat. It used to be just called the Zero Stat by itself. It was made by a company called Diskwasher back in the day, but now this Milty company makes it. And it's pretty simple. You just hold it about 12 inches away from the record, and of course, only touch it with your thumb on the label and the tips of your fingers on the edge. You all know this stuff. I don't have to tell you that. Slowly squeeze and release this. And this releases positive and negative static electricity to it. And before you know it, all that static is gone. Other nice thing about the Zero Stat, even though it costs around $100 now, it used to cost like $25, but it costs around $100. You don't have to buy any refills, no batteries. It doesn't wear out. So you can use it to get rid of the static on your records forever. So let's put this back in here and see if it's still got as much static electricity as it did before. So you put the record in and put it back out. Well, well, well. Just like that. It comes out very easily. So I'm going to slap that sucker back in the sleeve, and I am definitely going to be cranking this over the headphones tonight. That's the new Deftones private music. And the other new record that I purchased today, kind of funny because Mikey Bananas was talking about this last night. And when I saw this today, it was like an omen saying, Bill, you got to buy this. So it's a reissue on the Touch and Go record label. Scratch Acid. Just keep eating. They also had a record by Scratch Acid which had their two EPs. One EP on side one and the other EP on side two. If I enjoy this as much as I think I'm going to, I will definitely pick that up. But, well, let's open this one up too. As with a lot of recent touch and go releases and reissues, this is pressed on recycled vinyl, which does not contain any PVC, which is kind of hard for me to fathom. I wish that they would start using the eco vinyl, which is made with injection molding. So, but this is the back cover. We got an insert with some lyrics on it. And a nice polyline sleeve, man. And there is the record. Another thing that's kind of weird about these records from Touch and Go is that the label does not appear to be a paper label. It's like a silk screened label with paint that was put on there or screened in some way. There's the other label. So that's pretty unusual. But the Shellac album, which was Steve Albini's last record before he passed away, that was pressed on this kind of vinyl, and that's a pretty good sounding record. And let's see, where was this mastered? Let's see, it says Jim Shemp Chapman is the name in the dead wax. And then it says Carrie Crafton. So there's probably more going on here. So yeah, scratch acid. Some real nasty stuff from back in the day. Happy to get that in here. Who's texting me? Okay. So that's that. That's what I bought today. And then earlier this week, let's see. I had shown this once before. I got this at a, I think I got this at a garage sale or a record show. Very low price for $1. The Best of Wilson Pickett, and you're thinking, oh yeah, Best of Wilson Pickett. But what's really horrible is it says stereo here. It's mono reprocessed for stereo, even though it's got the old style Atlantic stereo label. And this record sounds terrible. But luckily I found out that another Wilson Pickett album that's got a lot of these same tracks on it was remastered in, I think, 2017 or 2007. Remastered in mono, repressed as Atlantic Records' 75th anniversary series. And the exciting Wilson Pickett is exciting. Picked this up on Amazon for like 20 some bucks. It's got the old style Atlantic mono label. And glory be, it's on clear vinyl as well. I can do the entire live stream through this record if I want to, but I'm not going to. It's pretty quiet. Sounds pretty good. Manufactured in the Czech Republic. So that's kind of cool. And I know there's one other record that I'm forgetting that I picked up this week. Give me a second and I will pull it out for you. I'll just whip this out. What's the one other record I got this week? Oh, come on, Bill. You listened to it recently. It's got to be nearby. Come on, you bonehead. Where's the record? Where's the frickin' record? Well, I will eventually remember and pull it out. What the hell? My brain's gone. Oh yeah, duh. I'm about to make a short video about this. Let's see. Ooh, Lonnie has the old dishwasher box set, which had the brush, the needle cleaner, and the fluid for the brush, plus a zero stat. Yes, that gun should still work. You squeeze that thing very slowly. I'll bet you it still works. Wonderful. Anyway, so I reviewed the 50th anniversary of... As a matter of fact, wait a second. Let me take the comments off the screen. Special presentation coming up here on Bill's Box of Sound. You're about to witness the taping of a breakout video. I'm going to take this video and I'm going to make this a separate video on my channel. So it'll come up and it'll start like this. Hi, I'm Bill Camerata and you're watching Bill's Box of Sound. This is a video that I'm making as part of my Saturday night live stream. We have the Saturday night live stream at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, just about every Saturday night. I don't know. There may be some preempted shows this fall because of football. Because I have a commitment to my wife to watch the football games with her on Saturdays. It's a thing I do, so I make no apology for that. But anyway, I recently reviewed this thing here, the 50th anniversary boxed set of Frank Zappa and the Mothers One Size Fits All. 4 CD and 1 Blu-ray set. It's going away like the Monolith or something on Star Wars. And yeah, it's a damn good set. But I also talked a lot about, whoa, I'm knocking things over all over the place. Talk about mastering on different copies of the album, because, you know, I got the original, I've got a remaster that was done by Chris Bellman years ago, about 10 years ago actually. I've got all 4 different remastered versions of the CD, including the gold one, and just contrary to what I said during that main review video, which this is an update of, these aren't all the same. They're all just a little bit different. The best one, of course, is the one that looks like this on the side. It's got that little 20 with the Zappa mustache. This is the most recent digital mastering by Bob Ludwig that was done in, I believe, 2010 or 2012. But this gold one was mastered by Spence Crislow at the Utility Muffin Research Kitchen. This is a very similar copy that was made part of the Zappa catalog on Rykodisc in 1995. And this is the very original version that was mastered by Bob Stone at the Utility Muffin Research Kitchen, which has this kind of thing on it. Anyway, I've covered all that stuff before, but the main thing that I wanted to rectify is that I said that the vinyl pressing that just came out does not do justice to the Chris Bellman mastering job that he did on it. Well, the reason I didn't like it is because it was pressed on blue glitter vinyl. And that's part of a 2-record set that has a second record that has all sorts of extras from the big 50th anniversary boxed set. But this is a brand new version of the album. It's just a single LP. It's pressed on, well, the cover is printed on a mirrored type of thing. It's mirrored on the inside too, all shiny and new. And the record is pressed on colored vinyl. I recently did a video about colored vinyl and black vinyl and picture discs. And look at this thing, which is, I believe they call this the Blue Galaxy video. Let's turn on a couple lights here that I usually don't keep on. But check out how pretty this this vinyl is. I don't know if you can see that, but it's got all sorts of streaks of blue and stuff. As a matter of fact, wait, no. Let's grab a flashlight and put this on it and show you how beautiful it is. Okay? Can you see the light coming through? Yeah. You turn off this light here. You didn't think you were going to get a light show, did you? All right, so here is the vinyl. And you know what? This does not do it justice. Maybe when I post this, I'll post another picture of it. But this is a very pretty vinyl, but it is not prone to the noise that the Blue Glitter record is. This sounds fantastic. And in the dead wax, it says AAA, which means analog master, analog transfer to this analog disc. Yeah, it's all analog, and this sounds great. Now, you may ask, does it sound better than the all analog transfer that Chris Bellman did back in about 10 years ago? It sounds damn good, and I listened to both of them very, very closely. They're so so close. I mean, maybe I could hear some little teeny bits of difference in the bass guitar in some tracks, but man, this is a beautiful sounding version of One Size Fits All that you can get online from Universal. It might also be available in the stores. I don't think so, but I'd say your best bet is to order this directly from the Zappa.com store. You also get this, what they call a lithograph. It's just an insert on cardboard of pictures of Frank. So that is that. So just wanted to clear that stuff up and had a great time. Hope you did too. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. I see. Now that video's over, and we're going to go back to our Saturday night live stream. Yeah. Yeah, that AU20 does sound pretty darn good. All right. So, I sometimes talk about podcasts. And there was a podcast that I listened to yesterday. As some of you might know, if you listen to Mark Marin's podcast, WTF, you know that soon that podcast is going to stop being made. It's been going for like 16 years and he's going to stop. But he's been making some real exceptional shows. He interviewed Peter Konheim, who is a sound engineer, a sound editor, and also a video person who remasters, restores, and enhances video. He's been doing restoral and enhancement of all the old Devo videos that are showing up on Devo's YouTube pages. And I believe he had a lot to do with Negativland's documentary, which is Stand By for Failure. I may have gotten that title wrong. But they get into a deep talk about Devo, the Residents, and especially Negativland. Now, I've been into Negativland since the 1980s. Negativland is a collective of people. Mainstays are Mark Hosler, David Willis, who is also known as a weatherman, John Lydecker, who is known as Wobbly. Other people that have been in there has been Richard Lyons. Peter Konheim was with Negativland for about 20 years. He's not an official part of Negativland right now. Ian Allen, Chris Gregg, and our dearly departed Don Joyce, who was one of the main people for Negativland for many, many years. On KPFA, I believe, in San Francisco, they've been doing a overnight marathon noise show called Over the Edge since the 80s. And it's music, it's comedy, it's culture jamming, it's parody, it's social commentary. It's a lot of really, really cool stuff. And yes, Metal Theologian, I was at that show at Peabody's Down Under. I saw them there. That was mind-blowing, especially at the end when they did the song Christianity is Stupid. And on the sides of the stage, they had these toasters and they had bread in there and they were intentionally burning the toast. And smoke is coming up on the sides of the stage and filling up the entire Peabody's Down Under. And oh my God, that was amazing. Another YouTuber who is now a Chicago area person, Rob Clark, he was at that show. and yeah, and the meat on the microphone. Yes, indeed. That was wonderful stuff. All right. So, Mark Maron interviewed Peter Konheim this week, and if you are into Negative Land and The Residents, you must take some time and listen to this. It's over an hour long, but they really get deep into this stuff. Throbbing Gristle, MX80 Sound, Tuxedo Moon, all sorts of weird bands. But I wanted to talk a bit about Negative Land in my collection. Some people might know that Negative Land was named after a song on this album by krautrock band Noi. It's their first album. And there's a song on here called Negative Land. And Negative Land have a lot of releases out. They got records and CDs. I think they got some cassettes as well. As a matter of fact, I think I did have a double cassette of one of their Over the Edge things. But let's show some Negative Land records, huh? All right. We're going to start with the very first album, which is just called Negative Land. Now, every single copy of the first Negative Land album looks different because they're all handmade. They all have this little photocopied thing on it, which has the credits for the album, but it's got some wallpaper. Got some other stuff on here. Look at this. Negative Land, number 8740. It's got some liner notes on the inside. And, of course, it's got a wonderful record. So that is the very first Negative Land album. Handmade. And by the same token, every copy of the first Negative Land album on CD, it's the same way. Handmade. Front and back. This is inside of a tape box. You open this up. It's got a little sticker. Tells you what number it is. And it's got your credits and the CD. Fantastic stuff. This stuff has all sorts of weird stuff on it. A lot of it can't be called music, but some of it can. It's comedy. It's juxtaposition of everything. Experimental stuff. How they could afford to do this, man. And then there is the second Negative Land album, which is called Points. And we also have that on CD. Right there. A lot of weird stuff on this as well. All of this stuff has weird things. And then this is the one that got me started. The one that got me hooked. In the middle of the night, sometime in the 90s, I think it was. No, I think it was more the 80s. On WRUW in the middle of the night, that's the Case Western Reserve Station, I heard this thing. A Big 10/8 place. I thought they were playing several records at once and making fun of it at the same time. But, this is a record, and there's a bumper sticker in here. Original copies of this had a little plastic bag with grass from mowing grass. They took a little bit of mowed grass and stuck it in a plastic bag and put it in there. And I've also got that on CD as well. Big 10/8 place, and there's that. Great stuff. Then they made another big splash with an album called Escape from Noise. The Residents guested on this, as well as I think Jello Biafra was on this, Mark Mothersbaugh is on this, Jerry Garcia's on this, the Reverend Ivan Stang from the Church of the Subgenius is on this. This is brilliant and hilarious. Great social commentary. And of course, I got that on CD as well. Then they came out with a kind of sequel to that called Helter Stupid. And yeah, side one is Helter Stupid, and it's a whole conceptual piece. And then side two has Dick Vaughn presents The Perfect Cut. Yes, we've got some moribund music of the 70s. And that's 25 minutes of all sorts of 70s nostalgia. And that's pretty cool. And this is also about some fake news stories that were published in the news, and they goof on that for a while. And of course, I've also got the Helter Stupid CD. And I don't have the 12-inch of this, but they were on the SST label for a while. And they put out this thing. If you don't know about this already, search for it online, because it's very hard to find. This is a EP called U2 by Negativ. And this is not a goof on U2. Excuse me. But this has some fantastic edits of a Casey Kasem outtake that is very, very famous. So, yeah. This got them into all sorts of trouble. Negativ got sued. SST Records got sued. And just everybody got in trouble. So then they released a similar one called Guns. And it says in the back, this recording is dedicated to the members of our favorite Irish rock band, their record label, and their attorneys. The music is To You. TWOU. So this was put out as a response to the U2 controversy. Crazy stuff. Don't have that on vinyl. Let's see, what is the next thing I have by them on vinyl? Okay. About this time, they started going all CD on our asses. So I started collecting anything that they would put out. They put out a whole series of over-the-edge CDs, which were excerpts from their overnight radio program. They got this thing, JamCon 84. This is fantastic. It's also got their Negativ 4th of July Stockholders Picnic, 14-minute cut called Body English. This is crazy, irritating stuff. Then they put out an album called Free, which wasn't free, but I paid for it anyway. And this has a bit of music on it, but it's in the Negative Land style of chopping up things and just completely jamming stuff in different directions. This is weird. It's nutty. Yeah. On their site, negativland.com, you can find out about a lot of this stuff. Now, I put this together myself. Did I burn these CDs? Oh no. What I did is I bought these by mail, and they mailed out the CDs by themselves. I believe in just envelopes. Copyrighted infringement is your best entertainment value. And this was Sealand number 008. And this is called Fair Use, the story of the letter U and the numeral 2. And I believe that this came with a book of the same name, which was all about their lawsuit with SST Records and the band U2. So that's a rarity that you can't get. Then we got Over the Edge of volume 1.5, called The Starting Line with Dick Goodbuddy. Yeah, they do fake radio broadcasts. They also have the Rototiller Sing-Along with all sorts of fun stuff there on the Sealand label. It says here, this box contains authentic promotional parts and accessories from Dick's Auto Hive and one compact disc. So there's a CD there, and there's no CD there, but it does have a little keychain and some very interesting printed material, kind of like the same way that Jello Biafra did it. So yeah, it's packaged like a double CD, but there's only one CD in there. I love this stuff. Then their album, which was a big talk about the Cola Wars, Dyspepsy, or they messed around with it a bit. Very cool stuff. They SST also put out a Negative Land Live on Tour CD, which I don't know if that's available anymore. Good luck finding one if you are interested in it, because it's got some of their hits like Christianity is Stupid, Murder in Music, Escape from Noise, Time, Four Fingers, The Record Industry, and Part 2 of Christianity is Stupid. Yes, indeed. Still putting out more Over the Edge, Volume 2, Pastor Dick, and Muriel's Purse Fund. Yes, this is a big expose in their eyes and jamming of religious programming on radio. Kind of like an EP called Happy Heroes, which has a parody of the Janet Jackson thing on there. All sorts of happy facts. And it's got an insert inside of it with all sorts of fun stuff. All right, let's show this. It's a little teeny poster inside of this CD. And it says One World Advertising on one side, and the other side has an alternate cover for Happy Heroes by Negative Land. And their made-up product, Mertz. It makes up your mind. Oh. Let's keep on going with Volume 3 of the Over the Edge series. This is called The Weatherman's Dumb Stupid Come Out Line. This features Dave Willis, also known as the Weatherman. He's got that voice. He's got that very distinctive voice. And this is a 2 CD set, which also has The Weatherman's Dumb Stupid Dictionary included in it. There's a sticker right on the CD. There's another insert here. And then you got disc 2 in there. Lots of fun extras. They did a collaboration with the band Chumbawamba, who did that tub thumping song, The ABCs of Anarchism. This is a 3-track CD single that's got all sorts of weird things, takeoffs of Teletubbies and the such, and the sort. This is also on their Sealand label. Getting back to the Over the Edge, Volume 4, Dick Vaughan's Moribund Music of the 70s, including the California Superstation, the Ringo is Dead track, the Apology to Roy Story's Sports Line, and Moribund Music of the 70s Part 1, and on Disc 2 they got Part 2 of that, then the Post-Moribund Pre-Mortem, Dick is Dead, and the Dick Vaughan Memorial Concert. This is bizarre. More of this stuff. Number 5 in the Over the Edge series, the Crosley Bendix Radio Reviews. These are all part of a fictional character, Crosley Bendix, who talks about style, domestic art, squant, which is a color, dance, progress, numbers, electricity, fear, and technology. Next, another 2-disc set, Over the Edge Volume 6, The Wilsophone Stupid Show. All sorts of archival recordings from David Will's personal archives. Disc 1. So I got all sorts of pictures. Wow, this one looks like it's been through a flood or something. Oh no, this is a... Oh yeah, it's all stuck together. I don't know how that happened. Nice. Damage. So I may have to seek out a replacement copy of this puppy. Look at that. Yeah. I got all over my hands. So that's cool stuff. They also sell this stuff direct via mail order so you can support them. Have I lost all my viewers? Still got 17 of you left? Yeah. Love you guys. All right. Over the Edge Volume 7, which is the Time Zones Exchange Project. There was a track on the, which album was it? The Escape from Noise album called Time Zones. And this is a further expansion of that. And it's got Test Wave, the Exchange Project with the Piddle Diddle Report, Russian Factoids, Ads and Smiles, A Force of Nature, A Bar of Soap, The Passage to the Fourth Dimension. These are almost like comedy records. Very interesting stuff. And there you got the Russian part of it. And the last one that I purchased was Volume 8, which is Sex Dirt. When this is all music that they made. And it's very experimental music. Once again, just weirdness. But did these guys stop? No, they're still doing stuff today. Something I just purchased online is something Over the Edge of Volume 9, which is called the Chopping Channel. Don Joyce passed away, and up until the very end, he was very active with the Negativ Land. They took his remains and some of his belongings and made little bags of stuff that they sent along with this CD, the Chopping Channel, and sent them all around the world. If you bought a copy, you got part of Dick Joyce. Over 1,000 copies went all over the world. They sold out of those, but they are still selling the CD. I ordered one. I'm waiting for it to come in. That, I believe, is the most recent volume of Over the Edge. There may be more, but they're still making albums. You got an album called True False. It's a 2-record set. And they started putting this little tiny pug on here, and there's a picture of a gorilla or something on that. It's a 2-record set. Very different, leaning more towards music. They've also got The World Will Decide, another 2-record set with very strange stuff. And there's that little pug again, right there. And let's see, this one also has the track Content, which features the voice of Mark Maron, chopped up and put into a very interesting musical narrative. And as far as I know, their most recent thing is a 3-record set called Speech Free. This is a 3 vinyl set, or I believe a 2 CD set if you buy that. It has music. It's all music. And some of the stuff is really interesting. Some of it's not. But it's all Negativland-ish. Good God, I love Negativland. And if you haven't written it down, I mean, jot it down on a Post-it note or something. Put a sticky on your computer screen, like right there. Yeah, put it right there. Write it down. Jot a note on your phone, on that little notes app that they give you. Listen to the Mark Maron WTF podcast with Peter Conheim on it. Also, watch the Devo documentary that's on Netflix. I loved it. I laughed. There were parts that I was tearing up at. But I was surprised at how bad a lot of the video was on that. I know they cleaned it up as much as they could, but still, there were a lot of parts of that appeared to be just generation upon generation of video lost and very hard to make out. It wasn't that clean, but still very good. But my other complaint about the Devo documentary on Netflix is that they stopped after the Total Devo album and before the Smooth Noodle Maps album, which was their last record on Enigma. And they say that Enigma blew up. Yeah, the Enigma label went out of business shortly after Devo made their Smooth Noodle Maps album. But years later, they came back and they made another album for Warner Brothers, Something for Everybody. And they've been doing stuff with Warner Brothers, re-releasing their records. They're on tour all year long, it seems, on and off. They're doing this big tour with the B-52s in October. I'd love to go see it, but I don't go to concerts that often anymore. Anyway, yeah, big thumbs up with reservations on the Netflix Devo documentary. So, wow, this hour has flown by, and it was almost all Negativland. But I got to show you some new records that I got to listen to tonight. I can't wait to listen to that new Deftones album. So, I really appreciate everybody who has stopped by tonight to listen to my rant, my rave, my descriptions of things. It's all part of this channel. Thanks to everybody who watched the the rant that I did about the Beatles anthology. I'm really pissed that they're not selling part 4 of the anthology separately. We've got another Negative Land comment here. What's this going now? David Willis. Oh, David Wills. I'm sorry. You're correct. It's David Wills, not Willis. Is a national treasure. I have the Don Joyce cremains, which came with the chopping channel, as well as a cart, an 8-track loop, which was used during an episode of Over the Edge. Are you the Clorox cowboy? Cowboy? That really does touch my heart that you got that stuff. Very cool. Thank you for doing that, and thank you all for stopping in. I appreciate you folks. This is a lot of fun. We will do it next week. Let's see. Let me just check my my calendar here. What's going on? Okay, yeah, next week we got an early game. Ohio State versus Texas. We're going to beat their ass. Well, I guess they will. I have to root for the Buckeyes with my wife. It's part of my marriage agreement. The mental one, anyway. All right. I'm going to start some more funny noises, and then we will get out of here. Stay tuned for your local news, except on the West Coast. I had a great time. I hope you did too. Go listen to some music. Listen to that Mark Maron podcast with Peter Conheim. You will enjoy it. When Mark Maron started singing part of 6 Things to a Cycle by the Residents, my mind just exploded. So enjoy it. Let's get moving here with some noise. Come on, play it. Play it, play it, play it. And we will see you next week. Thank you again. Much love to everybody. And not only is this a great album, it's a great idea. Unity. Yeah, folks. Thank you, Mobley.